In this video, I'm going to share with you the only 5 apps that personal trainers and online coaches need to run a successful fitness business. And at the end of this video, I'm going to tell you 2 apps and services to stop using to save yourself hundreds of pounds. This video isn't sponsored, by the way, literally no affiliation with the companies that I'm going to mention or the software that I'm going to mention. It's just the apps that have worked best for me and all my clients in running a successful fitness business. Okay, so no more fluff, let's get stuck right in. Number 1, the best app that you can use for running your fitness business is a CRM, which stands for Customer Relationship Manager. Inside our free programs, we use a service called Systemize M3. The owner, Stephen, actually works inside our team, and we just plug it into our coaches' services and business so that it can save them hours and hours a week. So a CRM is basically a tool where you kind of manage interactions with your customers. It tracks prospects. You can manage disengaged clients. You can sell. You can use it to track customer information, due dates, a whole host of things. And a good CRM should have all of that. So let's talk about things that a CRM should have. Automated workflows. This is going to streamline your business and stop you doing loads of manual tasks. So for example, this could be follow-up emails. So when a prospect books a call, you follow up with them on the lead up to the call to remind them, to give them value, to explain your service so that when they get on the call, they're primed and ready to speak to you. It could also be like sending a birthday message to a client. It should auto send that to them, as well as you adding the personal touch as well. It can be sending them an email out to book in for their 30-day catch-up call, their 90-day catch-up call. You should have things like advanced reporting. That way you can kind of track key metrics like client engagement. You could use a bit of a red, amber, green system. Integration, you should have things that where you can integrate different software that links it all together so that when someone signs up, all the information is collected and sent to the client's profile so that you literally just have to click on a client and see, their goals, any injuries, any allergies, their birthday, all that kind of stuff that just allows you to offer a much more bespoke service. Then I can just list a whole host of stuff that your CRM can now also include. Payment funnels, pre-built website templates, pre-built client members area, pipelines for like upsell, downsell, high ticket offers, low ticket offers, lead magnet with autoresponder, landing page, thank you page, book a call page, your check-in page, your application form, your consultation form, your terms and conditions, then like your onboarding, offboarding, etc, etc. Now I know a lot of that might sound like double Dutch to you, but for coaches who are maybe more experienced will know all this stuff. But just know that if you're just starting out, you can see how comprehensive a proper CRM can be, and it's going to save you spending all this different money on all these different apps. So you should demand this now. We're in 2023, the technology has just advanced so quick, and even a CRM now is going to have a bunch of AI stuff plugged into it as well to just save you hours and hours. So like I say, we use Systemize, and it can save you from paying Typeform, Calendly, Trello, MailChimp, all these apps that end up mounting up. So when you check your expenses, you start to realise that even though things are like £12, some things are £50, some things are £25, it all mounts up, and sometimes we kind of get sucked into the next shiny thing when actually your CRM should be including everything. And I know you probably clicked on this because you were looking for the best app, probably to deliver a nutrition plan or a training plan to your clients. But you can see here how number 1 is a CRM. It's the most important. It's going to fulfill your clients' needs, and it's going to be your sales pipeline to make sure you're not leaking anything in the business. Before I tell you number 2, shameless plug about my book. It is my YouTube channel, so I'm sure I can plug my book. This is Fitness Business Mastery. You can get it on the link below in the description, but it's on Amazon. We have 5-star reviews, and I'd love if you're a fitness professional just getting into the industry, or if you're kind of doing 3, 4, 5, 6k per month, grab this book. It is the shortest book you'll ever read. It's actionable. It's even got some diagrams and pictures for those who hate reading. You could probably read it in about 3 or 4 days. You could definitely read it on a 3-4 hour plane journey. Highly suggest you get it. It's going to be the key to kind of getting you to 3, 4, 5 grand a month, or adding another 20 clients onto your service, and then maybe one day we can work together. It's on Amazon, as cheap as it'll allow. It's also on Kindle for cheap. Grab it, get it on your bookshelf. It is a must for any fitness business owner. Okay, number 2 is a community group. So somewhere that you can host a community of your clients. You might think that, okay, Chris, please don't say Facebook, but at the end of the day, we have always used Facebook. I think you've got to look past that blue F and the fact that 50-year-old aunties and uncles use it and tag you and stuff and put up family pictures and memes and all the rest of it. You've got to understand that Facebook is literally just a website, and it's free. And here's the kicker. People know how to use it. In your Facebook, private Facebook groups, you can upload media, you can upload video, you can go live, you can do polls, you can plan events. Like, it's very, very complicated comprehensive. So try it. I wouldn't suggest maybe starting a community group until you've got 10 clients and then build it from there. But we've been running Facebook groups literally since about 2016 and we haven't stopped. It's one of the most crucial parts of our service because we love building community. We know how we can harness the strength of peer groups and things like that. Of course, you can use other sort of software and stuff, WhatsApp, for example, but I just feel that it's a messaging platform and you just kind of get loads of people just messaging in. It's not as powerful as building a community group. There's like, you can't tag people and things like that. Again, personal preference, but for me, I don't want to spend my life in WhatsApp. So I've yet to find a platform that people know how to use. It's free and people can upload as much stuff as you can on Facebook. If a client gets disgruntled and they don't like Facebook, tell them to make a fake profile with just their name that you understand, get them in, and they'll start to see the value. So again, the first two aren't about delivering training plans or nutrition plans. They two are most important in my opinion. Number 3 is Canva. Canva is just a graphic design app or software that you can use. I'm sure you're familiar with it. There is a million tutorials on YouTube on how to use Canva. They now have thousands and thousands of templates for you just to tweak and copy and drag and drop your logo and your color scheme and things like that. It's free. You can end up paying, like for the premium, it's about £10 a month. We run a full business on Canva in terms of internal marketing for our clients, in terms of graphics for social media and stuff like that. You do not need a fancy graphic designer. You do not need fancy graphics. I'm going to touch on that a bit later. Save your money. Okay, number 4 is the stuff that you've probably clicked on this video for, and it's training apps. It's important to note here that when I was coaching all those years, I just used Pages on iPhone. I just created the workout plans on that. But nowadays it's a bit more fancier and there's ways that you can keep client engagement up and stuff like that. So I do see the value in training apps. There's a whole host of them out there. The most popular ones that our clients use are Trainerize, True Coach, PT Distinction, things like that. I'm going to do a whole other video on this reviewing each one, but for now all I will say is that the simple thing to do, there's no right or wrong, there's no best one really. The best one is the one that suits you and suits your client. So what I would suggest you do is go and get a trial, a 30-day trial for all of them, test them out, get maybe 5 to 10 clients to be your guinea pig, get them in the software. I recommend getting a client who's terrible with tech to see how they can work it. Get someone who's really good with tech so they can give you good feedback and test it out. Maybe you want to get someone who's a bit older, someone who's a bit younger, and then get some honest feedback from your clients. If one's a standout and it's working, then don't hesitate, just get all your clients over to it and then learn to use it as you go. You might be sitting there thinking, Chris, I'm a tech dinosaur, and you might just opt for, some of these will just do paper and pen, some of these might just go like notes or whatever. I would suggest that if you can expand it, don't just label yourself as a tech dinosaur, get to know some stuff, take some time to learn it because it is going to improve client experience. It is going to save you a bunch of time getting bogged down in messages. Okay, number 5, the last one is nutrition. Similar to the training plans, all I did for years was just Pages. I gave out nutrition templates on Pages. We then kind of, towards the end of me coaching and Cheryl took over, we kind of did some Google Sheet stuff where you're kind of checking your clients' calories and all that kind of good stuff. Then you have things like NutriChecks as well that kind of is a tracking app for tracking food. Again, it's going to depend on your target market. It's going to depend on your type of client. If you look at spreadsheets and stuff, they've gotten kind of fancy now. You can get really good spreadsheets where your clients can go on. What I found with spreadsheets is it doesn't look great on mobile, which is what a lot of people will be using, so you have to consider that. Explain how to use it for your clients. I know that some coaches use a big main check-in spreadsheet where it's got their check-in, nutrition plan, training plan on it, and if that works for you, then great. But just a side note is like what you've got to consider right now, and I want you to take notes here, is okay, how many applications am I getting my client to use whilst working with me? Okay, so you know, they use Jotform to fill in their check-in or Typeform. They use the Facebook group to connect with the community. They use WhatsApp to speak to me. They use Trainerize to log their training plan. They use MyFitnessPal to log their nutrition. They use a separate habit tracker app. Even things like their scales. They do scale weight. They do measurements. Think of all those things that just allow your client to work with you and give you everything that you need from them. You've got to understand a lot of you are going to have really, really busy clients. And it's no wonder they disengage if you're sitting there with all these apps and making them jump through a few hoops to work with you. Now, I know you've got your standards, that's fine, but we as coaches, you're meant to make your clients' lives easier. So do a quick check of all the apps that you use and understand and see if you can condense a few. Like I said, the CRM is everything. A lot of coaches, when they're looking for the best apps, they don't even consider sales. They just straight away think of what apps to deliver the service. You can see there that I've got a CRM that covers all of that. Okay, so I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments below. Is there any apps that I haven't mentioned that you actually find really, really valuable? I'm sure the community that follow this page can get some value from that. Maybe you can chip in. I'd love to hear it. But I did promise you at the start of this video the 2 2 apps and services that you shouldn't waste your money on for the majority of you. Number 1 is expensive graphics for clients. Look, at the end of the day, like I said, Canva, you can get a lot of templates, you can build up your branding, but unless you're at the 6-figure mark, there is no need to spend all this money on expensive graphics. Yes, it'll help you outsource and save you back some time, but for the most part, there's templates there. You can build it up, and at the end of the day, you should be doing a deep dive on your branding anyway as things grow and develop. If you're going to spend a lot of money on graphics early on, you're probably going to redo it anyway when you change as a coach and as a business owner. Plus, AI now is coming into force, and you can literally pump out really good graphics using AI. And the second thing is going to be a bit controversial, but it's courses not related to business. There's so many coaches that are like pre-postnatal, and you might think that, oh, okay, that'll help me deliver a better service for my clients. But you're all sitting there with pre-postnatal kettlebell spin courses that you all spent money on, and you're not using them. They don't even matter. I remember I took spin classes in a gym and I didn't even have a spin qualification. They don't mean anything. And this is right through to nutrition courses and all the rest of it. Of course, if you're passionate about it and you want to add it to your belt, then fine, but understand that the most important thing is that you deliver a great service for your clients and you're investing in your self-development, which leads to a solid business. At the end of the day, you could be a nutritionist, mental health expert, or whatever, but if you don't have a business, you're just a person because you can't apply those principles. So look at how you can learn to build a solid business before you spend money on all those things. Just my personal opinion. And that's us. I hope you enjoyed this video. That's the 5 apps that I think the personal trainers have to focus on to run a successful business, not just to give people training plans, nutrition plans. If you're about that life, then you're not running a business. You're just running a one-stop personal training service. Let me know in the comments if you enjoyed this. As always, do your thing. Like, share, subscribe, so we can get this out to more people and impact coaches' lives and business.